are at Donington Park in the East Midlands, one of the spiritual homes of motorcycle racing in the UK. Donington has never looked better. We went back to old school SUPERPROLE yesterday, all pressure, no hiding place, one lap wonders. It was real homegrown hero stuff. It couldn't be closer, just 1 point separates Tommy Bridewell from Glenn Irwin. And this is all down to the new point system, which is keeping it incredibly tight. We've got this fascinating battle between Ducati, Yamaha, BMW. It's all to play for, the sun's shining, a packed Donington Park. Rocket Ron Haslam's son, Leon, he grew up at this place. He was lapping this track early in the mornings and late at night during the 1990s and 2000s. If he closes his eyes, he sees a map of Donington Park etched on his eyelids. Power ride. A few years ago, had an amazing World Super Sport wildcard ride here. He definitely is putting himself as the team leader and spearheading the Yamaha Challenge as OMG Racing tries to defend their title. Really, I'm going to say this afternoon it's going to be between, let's say, the Master and the Apprentice. A couple of weeks ago, the country coronated their new king. And today we get to crown the King of Donington, the Milwaukee King of Donington, one of our sub-categories across the year. The previous round at Alton Park and this round at Donington create the Milwaukee Spring Grand Slam. The £75,000 carrot unfortunately can't be run, but believe me, pride is every bit as valuable as the cash in the Bennetts British Superbike Championship. Donington has never looked better. Over the winter, it had a multi-million-pound investment. It's got a beautiful new tarmac surface that is billiard board smooth, but also is going to provide a new dimension with tyre wear as we go into 20-lap races across this afternoon. Yesterday we had the bike social sprint. Kyle Ride, after doing the most fabulous SUPERPROLE lap, we went back to old school SUPERPROLE yesterday. All pressure, no hiding place, one lap wonders. We saw Leon Haslam get on pole.
Hey, I'm Leon Haslam. I ride for Rocket BMW in the British Superbike Championship in 2023.
He looks happy that the bike's working for him, and I think there were a lot of unknowns for Haslam coming into this season.
This winter we've been building ASA, which is Affinity Sports Academy, up for the last few years. Won a couple of championships in the 400s and representation in the Stock 6 and Super Sport. So this year I have 10 riders, 8 on the stock classes, 2 in Super Sport, and decided to take myself on as a Superbike rider. From my side of Superbike, it's been tough, you know, a little bit late, you know, waiting on funding, waiting on sponsors to confirm and obviously get all the materials together. Even so that round 1 we had to run a standard engine, so you know, to finish 3 races there, 3-6 was amazing for what we had.
Leon Haslam, who will turn 40 at the end of this month.
Can you believe that?
Which is madness. He's about to set the fastest ever lap we've seen at Donington Park.
Yeah, SUPERPROLE, I first did it in 2004. It was my first ever time. I remember I was 21 in World Championship, and you know, I really thrived on it when I was younger because it was like just me attacking the circuit. Now, you know, you've got to make that lap count. You know, the young guns will probably risk a little bit more, and you know, there's a lot of factors with that. And you know, I made a mistake in my SUPERPROLE for here at Donington, but we still ended up second, so you know, it was pretty good.
He's 2 tenths up, down into the Melbourne loop. He's gone too deep.
Missed it.
And that will surely cost him maybe the chance of pole position. Leon Haslam, it was all going so well for Leon.
But yeah, it can be very costly if you make a mistake.
27.5 is the marker from O'Halloran. Here comes Leon Haslam, then out of the final corner. Haslam goes pole still. That's incredible considering he bluffed Melbourne Loop as well.
Present day, Bennetts British Superbike Championship, it couldn't be closer, just 1 point separates Tommy Bridewell from Glenn Irwin. Josh Brooks, which obviously started very strong at Silverstone, had a pretty strong autumn, but a little bit off the pace yesterday. He's only 6 points behind. We've seen Lee Jackson start his season. We've seen Jason O'Halloran just begin to come to get that form that we think we know he's capable of.
Hey, I'm Jason O'Halloran and I'm racing for McCamb's Yamaha in the British Superbike Championship. The start of the season for us was, it was a little bit strange, to be fair. The boys done some work through the winter on the engine and the bike development, but this year we just got hammered with the weather. You know, we didn't get a single day of running before the first race, so it was always going to be a bit tough at the start. Ahead of Alton Park, we were feeling really confident. You know, I went back there thinking, right, we'll sort the issues that we had and be on on the pipe, you know, and then we had bad weather again at Alton, and all throughout the weekend we didn't really get any dry run, and same for everybody, you know, not just for us, but hard when you've not had any at the start of the year, you know, you're sort of playing catch up. You know, I've had a great off season. Everyone says the same thing, but you come into a new season, you're fit, you're strong, everyone's done their work. But off the back of last year, ending the year with some injuries, to come into this year, I feel great. Superpole was difficult because we don't do it that often. If it was something you did every weekend, you'd sort of get used to it, you know, and you'd sort of work out how to do it.
Jason Halloran's going to give it a good go. He's 800ths up in sector 1.
Also, in our practice sessions, because you only have so many tyres and you only have so much time, and you're working for the races, it doesn't really give you enough time to practice a Superpole lap. As in, if you had more tyres, you'd go, right, we'll dedicate this tyre to we're going to go out the pit lane, do a warm-up lap, and then go for it and see what we can do.
This is going to be the key sector. Sector 2 seems to be where all the difference is made, and he's up. He's found a good chunk of time there as the O show.
Doesn't even look that quick, it's just clean.
That's just Jason Halloran all over.
Yes, it is. When he's going quick, it's smooth.
So you go into Superpole blind, you know, none of us have really done it, and there's a lot of pressure on it because you can have the ultimate reward of a pole position or a front row, or if you go down the road, you're starting at the back, well, not the back, but you know, you're starting 15th. It's a difficult thing. I enjoy it. I like being on the track on my own, but yeah, in all it was good, and I think we've got it a couple more times this year, so yeah, we'll get more used to it.
And this should be pole. Jason Halloran comes across the line, and his pole, a 27.573, exactly a 10 quicker than Tommy Bridewell. Excellent job from the Australian.
And then the last rider to go was Ryder, he pipped him, and Kyle, being a pretty local lad as well as Leon, it was real homegrown hero stuff.
Up towards McLean's for Kyle Ride, the last rider out in Superpole. Haslam at the moment in line for pole position. This will be close. Kyle Ride fighting for pole position here at Bennetts British Superbike. The last rider out in Superpole. Will he take the spoils? Clean, fine through Goddard's, and the checkered flag awaits. It's a 27.4 to beat. Kyle Ride will go pole. Brilliant. A 27.320 for Kyle Ride. Excellent stuff. All three on the front row in the 27th. It's Kyle Ride on pole on the OMG Racing Yamaha, sponsored by Lamy, with Leon Haslam second and Jason O'Halloran in third.
What's up guys, it's Davey Todd here, riding for the Malenko by Padgett's team.
I am Brad Peary, I race for the Vision Track Kawasaki team.
It was really exciting times for me stepping up to the Superbike class after getting the British Superstock Championship wrapped up last year.
I mean, the transition from Supersport to Superbikes is quite big. There's a lot of differences. You know, the team have been really good in the way of supporting me in that transition.
Making that natural progression and stepping up with the same team I raced for last year, the Malenko by Padgett's team.
I think there's no one slow in Superbikes.
I always knew the level of rider was going to be good, but the hardest thing for me definitely is getting the bike right.
Especially as a rookie, we're building over the weekend. I suppose you could say we're a bit of an underdog when it comes to the races. Because I think a lot of people probably rule us out after Friday afternoon.
It would be a massive thing to be the top rookie coming into this season. I feel like I'm in a good position to do something like that.
It's having your own goals and trying to be the best rookie. I'm not too fussed whether I'm beating rookies or beating, you know, regular riders. I just want to climb the ladder in positions.
6 rookies and every single one of those boys are really fast.
But yeah, I mean, if it keeps Lee happy that I'm progressing through that rookie championship and currently starting second, and thumbs up. As long as he's happy, I've got a ride, haven't I? That's the main thing. I'm not on the street with a P45. Please, sir, have you got any change?
3 or 4 champions in the class that have all moved up from the different classes, from Stock 6, from Supersport, GP2 and myself.
We've made progress. I think that's the biggest thing.
So going into this weekend, it's been a little bit difficult. We knew Donington Park was going to be a challenge.
In FP1, I hated the sport and myself and just life.
We're making progress, we're trying to figure things out, but there just isn't the time to do it, and a few little issues in the first practice sessions eats up the session, and before you know it, they're over and you've not achieved what you wanted to achieve. So we'll keep learning, keep progressing and see what we can do.
I'm pretty confident that I'll be there or thereabouts come the races. It's just leaving myself with a lot of work to do. But It's what it is, isn't it?
It's round 3 of the Bennetts British Superbike Championship for 2023, and it's time for the Bike Social BSB Sprint Race. 12 laps coming up as we come to the conclusion of the Milwaukee Spring Grand Slam. It's time to start race number 7, and it's a rocket start for Kyle Ryde as well as the lights went out as he now shoots down towards Redgate Corner. Jason O'Halloran challenging, but Ryde will get the whole shot from O'Halloran. There's Haslam, good start from Andrew Irwin. I think he's just fought his way through the Beer Monster Ducatis into 4th as well. Now into Goddard's for the first time, and there is Glenn Irwin, the championship leader, just going through. And it's Jack Kennedy.
Jack Kennedy. Yeah.
He's gone off at Goddard's. Oh, what a shame for the Irishman.
Really unlucky that.
And it's still Kyle Ryde out front who leads from Jason O'Halloran on the McCann's Yamaha. O'Halloran, who is looking for his first podium of this 2023 season, and he needs it as well.
Drama early in the race. Andrew Irwin and Christian Idden fighting for the same piece of tarmac at the Nadgery Melbourne Loop. Again, with this new surface, tons of grip, you can take risks. They found themselves together, really both doing the same thing on the same pace time. That classic phrase, a racing incident was determined to, and that incident.
Here comes Tommy Bridewell, he's in the groove. He set the new lap record and he picks off Jason O'Halloran, and now he's in pursuit of race leader Kyle Ryde.
Race 1 for us was difficult. It wasn't like we hadn't done our homework on the tyres that we're going to use. We'd done laps on tyres. From the start of the race, I knew from the first lap I was snookered. I just didn't have any grip.
Donington's my home circuit. My dad's had a race ball here for 25 years. I've never had the best of results at Donington, in spite of all the practice and laps that I've done.
Leon Haslam moves through on Jason O'Halloran now.
Return of the Rocky, yeah, no, I'd like to think so. After a year of not having the best results, you start to doubt yourself. As soon as we got on this bike, still not fully where I want it, and we're battling for podiums every weekend.
Yeah, this is a great run from Storm. He's through on Ryan Vickers, he's got through on Jason O'Halloran as well.
Yeah, Jason, there's something wrong with Jason. We presumed it was tyres, maybe it's something else. He's really struggling, this isn't him really.
The final lap then of the Bike Social BSB Sprint Race. Leon Haslam is through, but he's got a bit wider, the old hairpin, and that allows Bridewell to pass him again. So Haslam and Bridewell will fight it out for 2nd and 3rd, but they're not catching Kyle Ryde out front.
Nope.
This has been a superb race.
Great ride for him.
Plan A executed. Leon Haslam, he's got, what, two more
goals.
chances?
Yeah, that's what he's got. Yeah.
So first of all, here into the Melbourne Loop, he's not close enough.
When you've got a tyre like that, it's so difficult, it's really, really tough. And every time I was coming by the pit board, I was staring at the laps to go, just thinking, please come down.
But he got close to his old nemesis, Peter Hickman. There was contact at Starkey's Bridge on the last lap, which sent Jason wide. Hickman copped a long lap equivalent time penalty of 2 seconds, which dropped him down the order.
He's going to be a lunge now, and I don't think he's going to do that.
The checkered flag is out. Kyle Ryde has been awesome. Pole to victory, lights out, top step, he's done it. Kyle Ryde wins here at Donington from Tommy Bridewell and Leon Haslam.
I knew what pace I could do, and it was good that I did exactly what I thought I could do. So yeah, the bike worked great. I did the lap time I knew I could have done consistently. Yeah, perfect day, like you said, pole position, followed it up with a win, and yeah, can't wait for tomorrow.
It's all to play for, the sun's shining, a packed Donington Park, beautiful new surface, what's not to like? We've got these races this afternoon, and then we have a bit of a break before we reconvene at KNOCKHILL. Really, I'm going to say this afternoon it's going to be between, let's say, the Master and the Apprentice. So, Donington Park, bring it on.
To Danny Buchan in pit lane. We'll keep an eye on whether or not he can get out on circuit. Storm Stacey, one of the last onto the grids. Buchan is making his way down towards pit exit. He'll have to go once the final bike has crossed the exit of pit lane, but now eyes on the lights. And away we go. What a start for Kyle.
Right, that was away. He
Wow.
was away with that. Perfect.
Just as he did yesterday, he takes the whole shot into turn one ahead of Haslam. Around Goddard's we go. Oh, and then the Owen's gone down. That's a big fast crash. Haslam now is going to have a look through a foggy Estes. Leon Haslam on the Rocket BMW then. Finally, someone shows the front wheel to Kyle Ryde, but on the cutback, Ryde is back through.
Got to come out wider and slower, and it's actually cost Leon another place there as well.
You know, the front group went away a little bit, but I was just saving my tyre.
Leon Haslam, number 91, immediately coming back at Jason Halloran. And that's Glenn Irwin.
Yeah.
Glenn Irwin with his first fall of the season. Well, it all went wrong into turn one. Bridewell on the Beer Monster Ducati. Here he comes now. That was good drive out of the Melbourne loop. He pulled up alongside Jason Halloran. He's a bit deep into Goddard's, but he's cut it back. Bridewell is up to third.
And then I started putting down some really good lap times. I started clawing in the main group.
Yeah.
Ryan Vickers underneath.
It was that's all right.
Fair enough, there was a gap there.
There was a gap. He went up the inside. He got it stopped.
Moves up to fifth.
Oh, here comes Tommy.
Here comes Tommy.
And you know what? When Tommy attempts to pass, it's well thought out, considered, and it'll be clean and safe.
Right down from the lead on the exit of Red Cape Corner. What happened there, James?
And then there was a safety car, which brought us real close back together. So after the safety car, I was right on the back of the podium. So, you know, that's the one thing I had in my mind was just see if we can get that podium.
The safety car pulls in and they head up towards Goddard's. And now we go. Bridewell it is that leads. Clever tactics from the number 46, and he will take the lead into turn one as well from Haslam and O'Halloran. Bridewell must have made a mistake. He's gone wide and has allowed Leon Haslam through.
Every weekend I felt like we've had the speed. It's just for one reason or another it's not come together, which has been frustrating.
Yeah, that's O'Halloran who's gone through as well. So he's fallen back a couple of places now. The pocket rocket Leon Haslam it is that leads from O'Halloran and Bridewell. Ryan Vickers now is hungry.
Played my cards really well. The racing was really intense. I actually went back a couple of places, but didn't panic. I knew I had more tyre than the guys in front of me.
Everyone wants a piece of the action. It's Haslam that leads, and he's wide now into Coppett's corner, and through goes O'Halloran and potentially Bridewell as well.
When the safety car came out, I've had 3 seconds behind me, and I think I just got into third, so I thought, oh, now I'm gonna have to fight for it again.
Here comes Haslam again though. He goes through. Will he get the bike stopped on the BMW? He does. And he holds his line as well. Bridewell's back though. That's given him an opportunity to now pull up alongside Jason O'Halloran down the hill into the Melbourne loop. Haslam, it is that leads, but not for long. Here comes a lunge from Tommy Bridewell. O'Halloran looking for a move into the old hairpin. Everyone fancies their chances of winning this one here. A big wobble at the front there from Bridewell, and here comes O'Halloran. Through on Leon Haslam, and Haslam's having none of it. Wow. Let's just catch up for a minute. It's Tommy Bridewell, the championship leader, who leads here at Donington. Brooks is now in the picture. Ryan Vickers squeezed a move on Jackson at the Melbourne loop. Onto the back straight we go again, and Ryan Vickers looks really, really good here. He's just on the tail end of Josh Brooks and trying to get out of the slipstream. Here comes, look at them there, that's 3 and 4 abreast down into Goddard. Who's going to have it? O'Halloran has the inside line. Haslam somehow manages to go through as well. There's 3 and 4 abreast. The trouble is there's so many riders.
Here comes Ryan Vickers.
What a lunge. He's made up about 2 or 3 spaces.
We managed to make 2 moves up the inside into the Melbourne. Tacked on the back of Jason O'Halloran, managed to bridge a little gap for the guy behind him. Yeah, brought home my first ever BSB podium.
It's going to be Yamaha who wins. It's Jason O'Halloran back to winning ways.
And then yesterday afternoon's race, I didn't have any grip from the start, and I couldn't really, I was sitting duck the whole race. So to turn that around today, I felt great. And when it's a frantic race like that, it's always, you get a buzz from it at the end of it, especially when you win. Feel good, see if we can improve a few areas for this afternoon. We've got a lot of strong points on the track, but a couple of points where we need to improve, and we can do that, we'll be good.
Thanks to the Lamio G Racing team, all the guys. Honestly, it's been an amazing time. It's a real exciting thing to look forward to.
The final race of the weekend at Donington Park on the GP circuit. so far this year. 8 races gone, 7 different riders on the podium, 5 different winners. Game on. Bennett's BSB, race 3 at Donington is underway. Good start from Kyle Ride again, from second on the grid. Another good launch from the number 77. He will lead surely into turn 1, but here comes Brian Vickers, his teammate as well. It is an OMG Racing 1-2 at the front. Oh, he is buoyant, he's done it again. Glenn Irwin then again makes his move on Ryan Vickers.
Yeah, still battling it out with Ryan Vickers. Yeah, that worked.
Through Foggy S's. When does Tommy Bridewell make his move?
It's my favourite track, as everyone knows. I always go well here, so you have to make the most of those chances. It doesn't last long, you only get 3 races here.
Further back there is Christian Nidden making a move on Leon Haslam. The pair of them running wide, and Ryan Vickers comes through and picks them both up.
Fortunate to tip off in one, but to bounce back and win 2 others that I finished. Done a great job. Proud of myself, proud of my team. Thanks to everyone that got it ready for race 3, because without them I'd be scoring no points whatsoever.
Kyle Wright started the final lap 1.2 up, and I think that Bridewell has waved the white flag there.
Kyle should have had all 3, and everyone knows he should have had all 3.
Vickers is all over the rear end of Glenn Irwin. Up the inside, now he can't get close enough. He cannot outbrake Glenn Irwin, and that now means he's got one more chance. But Irwin's wide there. They're both side by side on the exit, trying to fight it out for the last podium spot. Glenn Irwin's got the better line. He's got the inside line. Ryan Vickers will not give this one up, though. The checkered flag is out, though. An absolutely brilliant ride from Kyle Ride. He does a double win here this weekend at Donington.
Buzzing to do it in front of all my family and friends. A lot of people with my clothing on, which I was buzzing about as well. Weather's been great all weekend, so yeah, it's been a solid and great weekend.
Topping it off, Ryan's first ever Superbike podium. You know when you go out heavy drinking, and then at some point late in the night you have to go to the loo, and then that's it. You pop the cork. I think Ryan's popped his cork now, so he's got his podium. They're just going to come now. We're reigning champions, so how do you progress? You're either going to stay level or go down. You know what I mean? I think Kyle's 4th in the championship at the moment, but it's getting quite tight there. If you're going to mess up every now and then or have a little off or whatever it might be, it's better to have it at the start of the season than at the end of the season. The end of the season, it could cost you big.
Been a great weekend, you know, second, obviously yesterday in the sprint race, the bike's been working brilliant.
With the best weekend we can do, we can get results, you know, if we all bring our A game. Coming away after sitting in the garage in race 2 and seeing the live championship table before Tommy had an unfortunate mechanical and Kyle had his crash, I was like, oh God, all this good work, I've made a wee mistake or whatever, and now I'm so far behind. And then, you know, some people's bad luck can be other people's, you know, good fortune, and yeah, we leave 3 points behind Tommy, so yeah, it's good.
Credit to the team, because genuinely to be able to match the Yamaha in all the other guys down through Crane, it just goes to show how much Ducati course in my team, in the Beer Monster PBM Ducati team, have made such leaps with this V4R, Ducati V4R. But look, the bottom line is we're back leading the championship. I've got a big job on tomorrow, cutting the grass, a lot of strimming. I just had the sheep shed, so I need to check that out right. So yeah, I'll think of that and then I'll be happy, and then we'll rebounce for KNOCKHILL in a few weeks.
Hope you enjoyed that episode. Next up, KNOCKHILL.
Yeah, we make 'em all believe.